Hello, welcome to the Nevada Public Employees Deferred Compensation Program's Financial Education Workshop entitled Retiring Minds Want to Know. The Nevada Public Employees Deferred Compensation Program, or NDC Program, as many people refer to it, is one of your most valuable voluntary benefits available to you as a government employee. It provides you with a source of income replacement in conjunction with other sources such as your PERS pension, Social Security, and other valuable pre-tax savings plans that you may or may not have. It was designed to be your plan and help you for your future. The Retiring Minds Want to Know workshop was designed to assist government employees to better understand this valuable voluntary benefit, particularly those that might be getting close to retirement age. This workshop was created to assist participants with the following objectives. Help participants understand and establish how much income replacement they will need when they retire. Help participants understand what their NDC contribution amount should be given their age and number of years of service. Help participants establish and understand what they should be thinking about when they are 10 years out from their estimated retirement, 5 years out, 3 years out, and 1 year out, and then also 6 months out and 1 month out from this exciting change in their life. Help express the importance of meeting with a representative from the NDC current contracted record keeper annually until you retire to review and determine if your current assets are in line with your current risk tolerance and rebalance accordingly. Help participants understand that they do not have to transfer their assets out of the NDC program if they don't want to. We will review the to roll or not to roll, that is the question worksheet that we created for participants to assist them in making that decision. And finally, help participants understand different features in the current NDC core investment lineup. So let's start off by discussing how much income replacement you really will need. Ideally, you would like to have probably about 70 to 90% of your current income to provide income replacement when you retire. So why should you save? And where does retirement income come from? In the illustration below, we illustrate a three-legged stool, each leg representing a different demographic of retirement income. The first leg represents your pension or defined benefit plan. In Nevada, most likely that would be the PERS. The second leg would represent your Social Security benefit if you are receiving one. And the third leg could and would represent any self-directed retirement accounts such as 457Bs or your Nevada Deferred Compensation Program, a 403B, 401k plan, IRAs, CDs, mutual funds, etc. All of these combined make up sources that you can count on for income replacement during retirement. Since most government employees in the state of Nevada participate in the Public Employee Retirement System, or PERS, here is an illustration that describes an average PERS benefit for an individual that retires at age 65 with a little over 19 years of service credit and making an average salary of approximately $5,024 monthly. This individual would receive an unmodified retirement benefit of approximately $2,654 per month. This represents almost 53% of their highest 3-year consecutive average salary while they were in the accumulation phase while serving in government service. As you can see, these figures illustrate a difference of $2,370 per month in what the employee would receive in income replacement when they retire. They were used to making roughly $5,000 per month, and now their income is going to be reduced by about 47%. The question you have to ask yourself is, How are you going to make up for this reduction in income? The answer is simple. Your 457B or Nevada Deferred Compensation Account is the ideal solution for filling the obvious income gap that is created when you retire. This is why many employees regard the Nevada Deferred Compensation Program as one of the most valuable voluntary benefits available to you as a government employee. So let's take a look at how you compare. This table is organized and broken down by different 10-year increment age ranges or age demographics. It shows the number of peers participating in the NDC program according to your age bracket, the NDC average account value broken down by your age bracket, and the average biweekly paycheck contribution of your peers broken down by each age bracket as well. If you notice that you're not where you should be, put a plan in place to get there. This graph illustrates what NDC contributions could look like over a 25-year period based on the payroll deduction amounts that you elect per paycheck. This chart assumes a very modest hypothetical 8% return on your account. So let's recap what your NDC account is designed to do. The Nevada Deferred Compensation Program, or NDC Program, as a lot of people refer to it, is a voluntary retirement savings program designed to supplement your PERS pension. It can reduce your current income taxes that you pay now while you're typically in the highest tax bracket you will most likely ever be in and making the most money you will typically make in your life as well. It also allows you to potentially lower your overall tax liability for the year, allowing for the potential of an increased tax return as well. It is important to understand the contribution limits of your NDC or deferred compensation plan. These limits are set forth annually by the IRS and can change year to year as you go through your career. In 2015, the IRS increased the annual deferral limit for 457B or deferred compensation plans to $18,000 if you are under the age of 50 and allowed for a $6,000 catch-up amount for those participants over the age of 50 to contribute a total of $24,000 annually. Additionally, participants may qualify for the 457B special 3-year pre-retirement catch-up provision. This catch-up provision allows participants to contribute up to double the annual deferral limit, or $36,000 in 2015, in the 3 consecutive years prior to normal retirement age. Participants must complete a 457 pre-retirement catch-up calculation worksheet provided by the contracted record keeper to see if they will qualify for this provision. Many employees utilize this catch-up provision, if they qualify for it, to be able to contribute all or a large portion of their final payout of unused sick, special sick, and or annual leave to avoid paying the exorbitant tax liability that is sometimes associated with this supplemental income payout. It is important to understand that the 50-plus catch-up cannot be used at the same time as the 3-year pre-retirement catch-up is being utilized as well, and vice versa. Participants should strive to look at the big picture when it comes to preparing for retirement. Retirement is not just about financial decisions, and participants should consider taking a holistic approach to planning for retirement. When participants move from the accumulation phase of their life or the preservation phase of their life into retirement, there is much more than finances to consider. Of course, the financial aspect of a person's life is imperative to sustain an expected quality of life. Retirement can come from many sources that include the employee's Nevada Public Employees Retirement Pension, or the retirement pension commonly referred to as PERS. Many employees may qualify for all or a portion of Social Security benefits if they met the minimum service credit requirements. the employee's Nevada Deferred Compensation Program or other 457B or deferred compensation accounts they have accumulated over the years while employed in government service. And income can also come from accumulated IRAs, 401k plans, 403b plans, or other pension plans or assets accumulated throughout a person's accumulation phase of their life. When employees take a holistic approach to retirement planning, one aspect that an employee will need to plan for is developing an estate preservation plan for themselves and their family. Employees should consider how and to who they would want to receive their assets upon death. For most people, regardless of asset size, a properly executed and funded revocable living trust will be a huge value to themselves and, more importantly, their loved ones. Other supportive legal documents such as a will, power of attorney, health care directive, and guardianship provisions are essential to keep your estate private and preventing your loved ones from having to experience the sometimes stressful probate process. In many circumstances, the probate process can be very costly to the estate and potentially to your loved ones as well. Another consideration employees should think about when taking a holistic approach to planning for retirement is the consideration of developing a long-term care and health insurance plan. Employees should consider and research the different retiree health insurance options, the different life insurance options that are available on the market, purchasing a standalone long-term care plan, or developing a self-funded plan in the event of a long-term care situation. The fact is that health insurance and especially long-term care insurance can be expensive and make up one of the major expenses that you will face in retirement or during the preservation phase of your life. Regardless of what direction you take to fulfill this aspect of planning for retirement, employees should consider developing a plan. And finally, many retirees describe retirement as a phase where you almost reinvent your life. You are used to a certain way and routine in life, and retiring sometimes seems to change that routine significantly. Many retirees find themselves making huge changes in life, such as downsizing their homes. Some, believe it or not, start another career, educate themselves by going back to college, volunteer, travel, involve themselves in many clubs or in public service, and some even start small businesses. Regardless, due to the fact that people are living longer, retirees find themselves staying active and sometimes working harder doing the things that they love or learn to love to stay active. So you might ask, realistically, when should employees begin thinking about preparing for retirement? Of course, if you start preparing in small increments for retirement early in the accumulation phase of your life, you will not have to work as hard when you are 10 years or less away from your projected retirement date. Small things like starting your Nevada Deferred Compensation account and putting a plan in place to increase your contribution steadily throughout your career is a great way to give you, as a governmental employee, a head start in the process. Regardless, when employees get to be about 10 years out from their estimated retirement date, they should consider the following things. First, employees should set up a pension review with PERS and determine what their estimated benefit would be. Employees should also set up an online Social Security account and get an estimation of what their estimated benefit may be if applicable. Completing both these tasks should assist the employee in determining what their estimated percentage of income replacement will be from both PERS and Social Security. If you haven't already, determine what percentage of income replacement you need to retire. Then also determine what you would like to have. Review your current NDC deferred compensation plan and evaluate what you need to meet your income replacement goals. And finally, if you haven't already, consider developing executing and properly funding an estate preservation plan and long-term care health plan. When employees are about 5 years out from their estimated retirement age, they should consider the following. Employees should consistently reevaluate their current NDC contribution amount and adjust accordingly. They should review and verify their current beneficiary declaration associated with their NDC account and determine if it is in line with their current estate preservation plan. Employees should consider taking advantage of the 50-plus special catch-up provision if they qualify as well. Employees should also consider meeting with a representative from the current NDC record keeper to determine if their current investment diversification is in line with their current risk tolerance and rebalance their allocations if necessary. And finally, employees should review their current debt-to-income ratio and determine if their estimated income replacement will be able to cover their debt obligations, and if not, develop and execute a 5-year debt reduction plan to assist them in meeting their goals. When employees are about 3 years out from their estimated retirement age, employees should consider the following. Employees should consistently reevaluate their current NDC contribution amount and adjust accordingly to meet their income replacement goals. They should again consider taking advantage of the 50-plus special catch-up provision and/or initiate the pre-retirement catch-up provision. It is important to understand that participants must complete the pre-retirement catch-up calculation worksheet with their NDC record keeper to see if they qualify to utilize this provision. Employees should also consider meeting with a representative from their current NDC record keeper annually to make sure that their current investment diversification is in line with their current risk tolerance and rebalance their allocations if necessary. And finally, when employees are approximately 3 years out from their projected retirement date, they should definitely review the debt reduction plan that they put in place to ensure that they are accomplishing their goal. It is important to understand the various contribution catch-up options that participants in the Nevada Deferred Compensation Program have available to them. Employees should keep in mind that they may defer unused annual leave, sick leave, and special sick leave from their final payout up to the annual deferral limit that they qualify for to avoid having to pay the sometimes substantial tax liability associated with this payout of supplemental income. The 50-plus catch-up provision allows participants age 50 or older to contribute an additional $6,000 to the annual deferral limit, which in 2015 amounts to $24,000. The 3-year pre-retirement catch-up allows a participant to contribute any underutilized deferral amount that they may not have contributed in subsequent years of employment up to double the current annual deferral limit, which in 2015 is $36,000. This provision can only be initiated 3 years prior to the participant's established normal retirement age and cannot be used in conjunction with the 50-plus catch-up provision. When participants are about 1 year out from their estimated retirement age, participants should consider the following. Employees should consistently reevaluate their current NDC contribution amount and adjust accordingly to meet their income replacement goals. They should again consider taking advantage of the 50-plus catch-up provision and/or initiate the pre-retirement catch-up provision. It is important to understand that participants must complete the pre-retirement catch-up calculation worksheet with their NDC record keeper to see if they qualify to utilize this provision. Employees should also consider meeting with a representative from the current NDC record keeper annually to make sure that their current investment diversification is in line with their current risk tolerance and rebalance their allocations if necessary. And finally, employees should again review their current debt reduction plan and also review their estate preservation plan to make sure that everything still meets the employee and/or their spouse's desires. The 6-month mark is a benchmark time frame for an employee to consider when preparing to retire. When employees are about 6 months out from their estimated retirement age, they should consider the following. It is essential that they notify Nevada PERS of their intended retirement date and request both a retirement estimate and the PERS application packet so that they can get started on completing it and submitting it. Again, reevaluate their current NDC contribution amount to meet their income replacement goals, and they should again consider taking advantage of the 50-plus special catch-up provision if they haven't already done so. And finally, employees should again review their current debt reduction plan to ensure that they are accomplishing their set goal. When employees are about 1 month out from their estimated retirement age, the actuality of retirement is definitely beginning to set in, and the process can be exciting yet seem a little overwhelming for some. Employees should consider the following. At this point in time, employees should complete and submit a NDC payroll contribution change form to reflect a deferral of their final payout of their accrued sick, special sick, annual, or comp time to their designated payroll center. Employees will want to make sure that they notify their NDC record keeper of their established state of Nevada termination date so that they can request a termination confirmation when they retire. Also, employees will want to work with the NDC contracted record keeper to develop a distribution plan of their NDC assets. Be sure to discuss all the different distribution options with your NDC record keeper so you know what to expect. Finally, be prepared to deal with outside representatives wanting to transfer your assets to products or strategies that they offer outside the program. NDC has created the NDC to roll or not to roll, that is the question, worksheet for participants to utilize. Many participants think that when they retire and separate service that it is mandatory to transfer their deferred compensation account out of the NDC program. This is simply not true. In fact, upwards of 85% or more of all participants choose to continue to manage their NDC accounts in the program mainly to take advantage of the institutional pricing structure and guaranteed interest rates that being part of an over $700 million program affords. The NDC, to roll or not to roll, that is the question, worksheet was designed to assist NDC participants with making the decision whether to roll their money out of the plan or determine if it would be in the best interest to continue to manage it in the plan, allowing for the opportunity to continue to reap the benefits that being part of the NDC program has to offer. Additionally, participants have the opportunity to be able to roll or transfer other pre-taxed or qualified accounts into their NDC account so that they can take advantage of the pricing structure and guaranteed interest rates of being part of an over $700 million program. One thing that retirees need to keep in mind is that the IRS requires that all individuals begin taking a set required minimum distribution, or RMD, before April 1st in the year following the year that they turn age 70 and a half. Many retirees in the NDC program choose to defer taking payments from their Nevada deferred compensation accounts until age 70 and a half so that they can continue to grow their plans. Regardless, retirees that separate service from their employer always have full access to their funds should they need to take a distribution for any reason. Finally, it should be understood that participants that continue to stay employed past age 70 and a half do not have to take their required minimum distribution, or RMD, as long as they are still working, earning income. But they would qualify to take the RMD before the last day of the calendar year in which they retire at the RMD rate set by the IRS for the participants' given age at retirement. It definitely pays to stay invested with NDC. Contributions and earnings stay tax deferred. Changes may be made at any time. Assets remain liquid with no restrictions or fees for distributions. And although you are not able to make future contributions into your NDC account, qualified rollovers into the NDC are allowed at any time. The NDC plan offers a variety of carefully selected investment options that range from stable value or fixed investment options to conservative, moderate, and more aggressive securities options, which cover a variety of asset classes. NDC operates and selects all of its investment options in an open architecture investment platform after careful research, evaluation, and consistent review by our independently contracted investment consultant and with much NDC committee oversight. One thing to remember is that if a participant does not care for the variety of investment options in the NDC core lineup, they have the ability to create and start a self-directed brokerage account through the record keeper's contracted brokerage company. This option definitely opens the door to a multitude of various investment opportunities. With this option, the Nevada Deferred Compensation Program permits participants to contribute no more than 50% of their contributions at any time. The NDC program contracts with outside companies called record keepers to provide the program with record-keeping services. The NDC record keeper establishes savings accounts for participants that meet federal and state guidelines and that are in line with Section 457B of the Internal Revenue Code. They assist the NDC program with the administration of accepting contributions, applying dividends earned on the various investment options offered through the NDC program, with participant service, and in the distribution of participant assets. Additionally, they assist the NDC administration with marketing the NDC program and providing employee and participant education. It should be noted and understood that the NDC program is mandated by NRS statute to go out to bid for its record-keeping contract every 5 years by means of a formal request for proposal or RFP process to ensure that the program is receiving the best institutional pricing and service structure for its participants. 2014 is the most recent year that the NDC program has gone out to bid for the program's record-keeping contract, and Voya Financial was awarded the sole contract as the NDC sole record keeper. Voya Financial has 2 different office locations for NDC participants, one in Carson City and one in Las Vegas. They have 5 representatives dedicated throughout the state of Nevada to service and assist in educating participants about the NDC program. The NDC program's current core investment lineup consists of a stable value fixed account or general account type investment option, 14 different managed mutual fund security options, a series of asset allocation funds we call target date funds, and the program's self-directed brokerage option. As mentioned earlier, the NDC core lineup consists of a series of continually managed investment options that can be advantageous to all participants. Within the asset allocation category of the NDC core investment lineup are the Vanguard Retirement Series target date funds. These types of investment options help the participant avoid having to choose the right investment, settling for just any mix of investments, and for predicting the right time to get in and out of the market. These target date funds assist the participant with maintaining diversification, asset allocation, and rebalancing as the participant gets older so that the participant does not have to worry about it. They provide a do-it-for-me approach to retirement planning. Within the asset allocation category of investments in the NDC core investment lineup are 6 Vanguard target retirement funds for participants to choose from. Participants should choose the appropriate fund based on the date closest to their anticipated retirement date or by their birth date as illustrated on the NDC Easy Enrollment Form. Each fund has a mix of passively managed stock, bond, and cash funds, and is designed to decrease the more aggressive allocations to stocks as a participant nears retirement age, becoming less aggressive as they get older. Here is an illustration of different target date funds based on the year closest to a participant's estimated retirement year. As you can see, the 2045 fund is comprised mainly of stocks, which typically offers a more aggressive approach to retirement planning, typically because participants in this fund will be working or accumulating for many more years to come. Whereas the 2015 and income funds scale back the risk to a more moderate or conservative approach to investing, which is typical of a participant that is ready to enter or is currently in retirement or the preservation stage of their life. Again, this series of target date funds provides a do-it-for-me approach to retirement. Participants desiring to have individual investment advice to assist them with managing their 457B or Nevada Deferred Compensation Plan can receive free online investment advice from a Morningstar retirement manager. Recommendations are based on the NDC plan's current investment platform and are recommended based on the participant's assessed risk tolerance. Additionally, participants can pay a fee for service if they desire their very own personal investment advisor to manage everything for them. Participants interested in this fee-based service should contact the NDC Contracted Record Keeper for additional information. In conclusion, as you can see, participants nearing the end of the accumulation phase of their life have a lot of things to consider in order to properly plan and meet their goals and expectations prior to retirement. Hopefully, this webinar has given you enough information to begin putting a plan in place to prepare for retirement and for entering the preservation stage of your life. For more NDC information or forms, log on to the Nevada Deferred Compensation website at defcomp.nv.gov or contact the NDC Contracted Record Keeper directly to set up an appointment to meet with a representative. The bottom line is that if you haven't already done so, put a plan in place today to prepare for your retirement day. Don't procrastinate. If after taking this training you feel like you need further assistance with debt reduction, or if you have further questions or concerns, feel free to contact the NDC Program Coordinator or NDC Program staff directly for assistance. This concludes the Retiring Minds Want to Know webinar. Thank you so much and have a nice day.